here again at my gallery, DeLuna Fine Art Gallery, down by Chicago and Maine on July 7th, the Music on Chicago Day. We're going to have a featured artist that we're going to open her exhibit on. I'm very honored and I'm very proud to introduce Cindy Marrazzo from Chicago. And you're going to find out she has one incredible story and background. I'm privileged to display her artworks, which will be on display through the month of July here at our gallery.
I'm Cindy Marrazzo, and Victor and I met a couple of years ago at one of the local art shows, I think in Geneva or something like that. And then I was surprised and privileged to have him write me and ask if I wanted to be here. I've always painted from even when I was little. I started with like oil painting, private oil painting lessons, and I had 3 art teachers at high school that just wanted me to go to the Art Institute, and they came home and with me and begged my parents, and my parents said no. Because my dad has a talent too, and he couldn't do anything with it. So and I was just as good at math and science, so I became an engineer and didn't paint for a long time because I was mad at them.
I can relate to your story. I was also, I have an engineering background, but I wanted art and I wanted painting, so I can relate to Cindy here. So.
But I think it was a blessing because all of the physics and the math perspective, it teaches you everything that you really need to know. You know, how light reflects, and isn't painting all about light and how it reflects. And then I have the added bonus of specializing in gas and water and how it moves, which is the sky and clouds and water. So when it comes to painting that type of subject where people cringe, I go, oh, I know how that works. Because I don't think I could paint what I paint without the engineering background, especially the architecture. And since I was working on my master's in biomechanical engineering, I did a lot of anatomy, and so I can even do animals and faces and portraits, and so I get that too because I get the muscle and the structure all behind it. So it was a good thing. 16 to 52.
Wow, that's awesome.
It fought me. I did woodworking and all kinds of other design aspects, flipping houses, designing kitchens. So that artistic side always wanted to be out there. I just denied the painting, and so when the economy crashed, I lost my engineering job and went, oh, well, I guess I'll start painting. And I've been doing it since. It was like riding a bicycle. I picked up that paintbrush and it was like I had never stopped. And the smile, it's there all the time in the studio. Well, not with that painting.
You never showed me that painting before, but when I saw that in your website, I said, wow, I need to make,
that one, yeah. But when I'm in there, everything else goes away. Just like it did when I was a kid. Just all goes away. Versus the corporate and the math. Huh? What? Yeah. And I even did interesting things. Like I worked for NASA and I worked on the shuttle, and I did fire cause and origin investigations and investigated the Arlington Park racetrack fire. And 95% of the time I was snoozing, trying to stay awake because it's boring. I like the architectural work, but it takes forever because I do it accurately. So I only do 1 a year, maybe 2 a year, because it's so time consuming as I do it to scale. And then the rest of the time I do fun stuff. I prefer sunrises and sunsets, anything with the sun in it and cool light. It's fun. It's dramatic. It makes you go, oh. I think the best part about painting, or painting something that makes me go, is the person who relates to it has that same feeling, and then they get to take the piece home, and every time they look at it, they go, and so how do you, what are the words for that? Just making other people happy? I don't like to paint dark things, you know, that there's a lot of stuff in the world that we would rather not see, and so I like to focus on the things that make you smile. I am a Marine, Vietnam War, so I have seen my share of ugly, so I like to focus on not there, you know, so. I graduated at 16, and shortly after that I went in the Marine Corps. At 17, I was the first 17-year-old female to graduate boot camp. They had just changed the law that your parents could sign for you, so I went in the Marine. I was going to go in the Army, and I fell in love with the Marine Corps uniform, dress blues.
No, she did something special for the exhibit as well that we're doing on July 7th. So she did the farm, retreat farm that you're all going to see during the opening. So that's something very special to me, because Cindy did that specifically for the opening next week. So that's something for you guys to see out there.
Yeah, and somebody wanted to buy it last week, and I told them no. Sorry, you can buy it afterwards. So.
Go to our website, which is art.delunaweb.com, and you're going to see all her inventories that we're going to feature for July, and everything that we're going to be displaying here during the exhibit. So.